Hello, and welcome to Transformation Thursday. I'm out of pocket, I'm not in office, and neither are you. You're on your lunch break. I get it, makes sense. We got a lot of good things going on today. This is October, a lot of good things to talk about in the month of October. You know, we were with you last week talking about smoking, the addiction, the issues that come with that, but also we know there's breast cancer awareness. We know there's the, but we cannot overlook one of the pillars, one of the things that we do and strive to do at the high. Am I losing signal? My signal is in and out. Bear with me just a moment. We're going to get this party going. Just a second. Of course, there's always technology challenges. Let me check something right here. We're good there. Good afternoon, Ms. Joyce. How are we on? We're catching up, signals catching up, had a little slight lag. Audio, video is catching. If I do something like this, are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? All right, all right. We're excited for a great opportunity today to bring in actually a young lady that I met first exterior. Actually, we were employees together here for Northeast Delta Human Services Authority, but I did not know her at the level of Northeast Delta HSA. And we got a chance to do ministry together. And of course, at Northeast Delta Human Services Authority, the work that we do helps those individuals thrive and live their full human potential. But when I tell you, the guest today is also providing that spiritual food outside of the agency. And she has a word in spirit and in truth. And so this is Emotional Wellness Month. We're excited to have our grief counselor here, Miss Kendra Edwards, and she's going to bring us all the information we need to understand, one, who she is, but also resources around what's available to you as well. Welcome to.
Hello. Could you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you. How you doing, Kendra?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It was kind of in and out, but we here, so that's a good thing.
Yes,
Well, I'd like
indeed.
to say, well, hello everybody, and thanks for tuning in on your lunch break. I'm excited.
Can you guys hear me now? My signal keeps dropping. I don't know why. How, Kendra, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm losing Kendra. Yeah, bear with me just a second. Okay, now let's try like this. Is this better, Miss Kendra?
Yes, it is.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think we were having admin issues there. Too many of us were logged into the admin account.
Okay.
Not a problem. Forgive us for the technology issues. I'm in the guest room. I'm a guest to the show just like you are now, Miss Kendra, but we're going to still have a good time talking about emotional wellness. Thank those of you who have tuned in. I see you, Miss Marie Stringfellow. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You on your lunch break. Maybe you're at the house with the kids because it's fall break, like me. Well, I'm not necessarily out for fall break. My children's school caught fire last night. And so
Yeah.
I'm at home with the children today. Thankfully, no one was injured, no one was hurt or anything like that. It was after hours. The children weren't there, no staff were there, and so it really worked out for the good as best as it can. And so y'all bear with us on these technology issues. But Miss Kendra, again, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you for having me, and thank everyone that has tuned in. I'm greatly appreciated that you tune in on your lunch break. I won't be before you long, but I want to provide you with some information that you can take to your community, that you can keep for yourself, or maybe just a refresher. Because sometimes we hear things and it's like, wow, I heard that, but maybe I need to hear it again. So today, I hope you get some of that great information that you can share with anyone. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Kendra, first off, tell us a little bit about your professional background. You're a grief counselor for the agency. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Yes, I graduated, of course, from the Grambling State University back in '05 with my undergraduate degree in social work, and '07 my master's degree in social work. And immediately after that, I started a job in an inpatient unit dealing with mental illnesses and substance abuse. So my career started out back in '07. And a year after that, I transitioned into hospice. As a hospice social worker, I worked that for about 13 years solid. Of course, with other obligations I had with that role as a social worker, but 13 years I have had experience with grief. And now that I'm in the current role as a grief counselor here in the Department of Prevention and Wellness, I am carrying on that experience, that knowledge about grief to not only anyone, but just this population that has the misuse and abuse of substances and addiction. So it's truly rewarding to know that I can carry on this experience, not on just a professional level, but of course, a personal level. I think about grief over in general, and I think about emotions in general. And for me, it started out personally as a young child and growing up into my teenage years into adult years, having to deal with grief early on and how my emotions was like an emotional roller coaster. So for me, seeing it on the other end on the professional side is truly rewarding to be there for those that's in need. So here I am years later, still in grief, but I'm enjoying every minute of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great,
Yes.
great. And I love that you have a personal connection to the work that you do. I think it's so important, and as I mentioned earlier, how I, really got a chance to know you and understand the real Kendra Edwards. It is a part of a calling and a gift and a ministry for you in this professional role. And I can recognize that through your work and in the things that you do out in the community. To
Yes.
transition now to the professional side, tell us now, what is Emotional Wellness Month?
Yes, Emotional Wellness Month is, of course, observed in this month of October. It is to help raise awareness across the board nationally and to bring a little understanding about emotions and feelings, of course, how you can manage those feelings during change and in stressful situations. Because oftentimes we don't know what to do, especially when our emotions are all over the place and we feel overwhelming, right? And you think about how we are surrounded constantly with worries and stressors, probably as a parent, as a coworker, as a caregiver, whatever role that you may have, you are overwhelmed at times, and we have to have we have to what you call do is an emotional check. We
Mhm.
have to check in with our emotions from time to time. I always say we need to do that regularly. So in this month, this is something that we need to consider. And the theme for this month that I would say is about me.
Mm.
Hashtag that. It's about me.
Hashtag
So
it's
when
about.
you begin to, yes, hashtag is about me. If you can drop that in the comments, write it on a sticky note, put it in your office. Hashtag it's about me. And that's capital ME, because the M stands for my, E stands for emotional well being. So it's about me. When we learn to put ourselves along with helping others, we get it. But when we don't put ourselves, we limit ourselves. And we have to know, to be the best version of ourselves, we have to include us,
Right.
right? We
Yeah.
have to include us in every aspect of our life so we can be the best version of who we need to be for those who we care for those who we serve.
Yeah, no, no, Kendra, that that's powerful. It's my emotion, and a lot of times we hide away or shy away from admitting or accepting the current state of our emotion, whether
Yes,
it's whether it's at the loss of a loved one, whether it's at the report of a bad doctor visit, and you leave the doctor visit with some bad news. We don't want to accept the reality, and so we try and no, that's not how I'm feeling. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Talk a little
right.
bit about that grief and that dealing with that emotional piece.
Yes, when you think about grief, I would say myself as a grief counselor, dealing with those specifically with substance abuse, and addiction, that population struggle with a lot of losses, right? You think about grief in general with anyone, but that particular population receives a lot of hurt and pain, dealing with family members, they losing connections with their loved ones. And you
Mhm.
think about, hey, I'm a person, I have feelings, I have emotions. I want to stay connected to the people that I love. But the people that I love right now don't want to be connected to me.
Mm.
So that hurts and it keeps me on an emotional roller coaster. And being able to identify other losses is a must too. Because oftentimes when you hear the word grief, you automatically think of a death. And people just bag back in general. They're like, no, I don't want to talk about it. But when you think of, we no longer communicate with, right? And we can lose our children probably due to foster care. But the
Mhm.
most common loss of all, this is across the board, not just with substance abuse, is losing who you are as a person.
Mhm.
That's a struggle,
Mhm.
because people don't know who they really are outside of the substance abuse or who they were before the divorce or the toxic relationship. So finding who you are and reeling yourself back in is sometimes difficult, but we have to be able to move beyond the
Mhm.
loss to help us deal with the emotions that we're struggling with. I
Yeah.
always say, you think about, where do we store our emotions? We sure not storing them in our pockets, because our
Mhm.
pockets can't hold all those emotions that we feel.
Right.
We storing those emotions on the inside.
Mhm.
So you imagine carrying hurt, anger, guilt, start somewhere where we can come out of what we're in, so we can be able
Mhm.
to receive the help that we need to deal with the emotions that are on the table for us, right?
Wow.
Because if not, we'll find other rooms in the house to stuff things, and we're
Ooh.
still not dealing with emotions.
Yeah.
We'll begin to U-haul things with our emotions,
Ooh.
and we have to unload the things that are burdening us as
Mhm.
people so we can be the best version across the board. And
Mhm.
if it comes with you sitting down, taking the time to say, hey, I deserve 5 minutes, I
Mhm.
deserve 10, I deserve 15 minutes. It's about you.
That's
When
right.
you realize it's about me, that's when you start shifting in that mindset to know that it's about me. Them
Mhm.
5 minutes, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for my 10. I'm ready for my 15.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's powerful. And I think about too that cycle when you talk about addiction to mental health, to grief. And I'm gonna keep going back to my alcohol. I'm gonna keep going back to my drug because I feel this way. And
Yeah.
then because I feel this way, I'm gonna go back to feel better about feeling this way. And it just continues. And we don't even realize that as long as we keep going to the wrong sources, tapping into the wrong places, the wrong people, we're going to continue to get the same result.
Yes, because we continue to numb everything. That's what we do. Of course, anybody don't want to feel pain. So what do you do with it? You store it, right? You tell yourself, I'll deal with it later, and later becomes years. Years becomes too long, and you hurt, loss after loss after loss, and now you really don't know what to do when it comes with your emotions and
Mhm.
how to feel because you can now change it over or switch it over to food. Now you have this food problem going on. Now you have excessive everything. And it
Mhm.
has nothing to do with dealing with your emotions,
Wow.
right? You're just veering everything off and not dealing with the problem at hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, that's powerful. Kendra, we'll mess around and sit here all day and talk. But
Yes.
Kendra, what I want to shift to is Emotional Wellness Month. What is the agency doing? What are you and your department doing to bring more awareness to emotional wellness and letting people know that hashtag it's about me?
Yes, I would say first and foremost, what we're doing here in this Department of Prevention and Wellness, with all the disciplines that we have, we all work together to make sure that we care about the individual. We make sure that we care about the emotional well-being of not just a child, but an adult, the family as a whole. Because you think about it, you can't just fix one issue. You got to fix it all. You got to work through it all, right? So that's what we here at Northeast Delta making sure, and that's what each discipline that does in this building over here in prevention and wellness. We're making sure that we provide that information that's needed to the families across the board in the community because it's needed. And if we got to constantly keep shouting it out outside of October month, we're willing to do it
Yeah.
because it's needed. And when I think about October, we shifted into the end of the year and we think about emotions, right? We think about those loved ones that we lost,
Mm,
right? We're not able to provide for our families the way we desire to provide.
mm,
And you think about how our emotions are constantly on a roller coaster, right? And
mm,
you're not able to do the things that you desire. So October is the shift. We always ready for January. Oh, when January come, I'm ready for my New Year's resolution. But
mm,
what about all the months prior to October?
mm.
Leading to the last months going into the year. Start now. That's
Right.
why it's about me. Take
Mm,
that initiative now to
that's good.
deal with the things that you need to deal with. And that's what Northeast Delta is going to do in the whole. And that's what we're going to do here in PNW.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, Kendra, you all have been working on some video segments. Tell us about the
Yes.
video segments and how we planning to use those.
Yes. What I will share this with you. When I was first introduced with coming up with the emotional wellness month, coming up with the segments, and the first thing that came to my mind was three words: mind, body, and spirit.
Mm,
That's where I took the approach on these videos because you think about your mind. We're constantly thinking, we're constantly rambling, right? Whether it's a positive set or a negative set, we're constantly running in our thoughts. And that was the first video. And that's what you're going to hear and see within this month is changing the way I think. And that deals with the mind.
mhm,
When we think about the body, I said, well, what can I come up with the body? Taking care of yourself,
mhm,
because how can I be the most physical being of me if I'm not taking care of myself physically?
mhm,
And the spirit side on it, it's those connections.
mhm,
We think about the connections of others, and all the time when we think about grief, we isolate ourselves. When we deal with emotions, we don't want to be around anyone. Or if we do want to be around people, we need to know that the people we're around are hearing us. They are being there and to provide the support that's needed. Because we always say, well, I have to have my entourage. You don't have to have all those people. If you have that one person, I always say that one connection that's willing to hear you out and provide the support that's needed. That's what it's about.
that's
So
right.
that's what my approach and what I thought about for Emotional Wellness Month. So that's what you're going to see throughout this month and learn some things throughout this month that you can apply to your day to day because it's about you.
That's right. That's right. It's about
Yeah.
me. It's about me.
Yes.
What other resources or information can you share with us for that family, to that person that knows a family who have listened today? What should they do? Who should they call? Email? Where should they go? Just let us know what the resources are out there. What should we do next if we feel inspired to take action?
Yes, I would say if you're having issues or challenges with grief in general, of course, I work through a method which is called the Grief Recovery Method. It is an evidence based practice, so you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I primarily conduct groups, but I'm willing to sit down and talk to you on one if I need to. And if you need additional resources within Northeast Delta, we have our clinics that are available to provide the counseling that's needed within our parishes that we serve. So if you need that type of support, I'm more than welcome. You can call the office. We can connect you with the contact information. I'm pretty sure, Duran, you're going to provide that information toward the end of this video so
Mm,
the people that's listening can get that information they need, the resources that they need.
yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, certainly. If you or someone you know are struggling with grief, addiction, by way of alcohol, drugs, cigarette, if you have unbalanced emotion, give us a call at Northeast Delta Human Services Authority, day or night, 365,
Yes,
24/7, 365. Call 800-256-2522. That'll put you in touch with the person that will either direct you to the prevention and wellness department or directly into a clinic, depending on your situation. Now, the key is that we're honest with ourselves. We have to take that moment to truly reflect and realize where our emotions really are and why
yes,
they are where they are. Whenever
yes,
we're honest with that, we'll know what to do next. And we have
yes,
Kendra Edwards, our grief counselor. We have our clinicians who are treatment specialists and so forth. And there are so many other resources that umbrella under our agency that can help you thrive and live your full human potential. And that's what we want for you. And that's what you deserve because it is about me. It's about you. And we have to declare that.
yes, it is. And I do want to leave this with you. If you're struggling out there and not really sure what steps to take, let's think about it this way. What is it that hinders me, or what barriers or shortcomings that I have that hinders me from being emotionally well?
Mm,
That's where we can first start right there. And as you're listening to me, think about it. Write it down sometime later. Those who listen to the replay, think about it. What is the barriers that hinders me from being emotionally well? Because you want to be the best version of yourself, but there are some hangups. There are some things that are preventing you from seeking the help that you need, the support that you need. What is it? think
right.
think that way and start from that place so that you can get the help you need, because overall when you look at it, we want to be whole. We don't want to be half. We want
Mm,
to be whole, and whatever it takes for us to be whole as an individual. If I have a mental illness, I still want to be whole. If I
yes,
have a developmental disability, I still want to feel whole.
yes,
Does
yes,
not matter. It's not limited to no population. It's everyone across the board. We want to be whole. And I
yes.
want you to take this visual with me before we get off of here. You think about a chain, and on those chain, it has links, right?
Mm-hmm,
Emotional wellness or your emotions is on that link.
mm-hmm,
And what's connected to it is your physical and your mental. That's your overall health. All
mm-hmm.
of it connects. You can't be okay in one part and the other part you don't deal with it to whenever. It's all connected. And when we get that, we can be the best version of who we need to be for
Yeah.
where we need to be. And when I show up, I'm the
Mm,
best who I can need to be. Right?
yes.
That's it.
Ooh, that's the word. That's the word. That's the
Yes.
word. That's the spiritual word. Spiritual food for your lunch break, your lunch hour. As you're wrapping up your physical meal, take that spiritual, that mental, that emotional lunch that Miss Kendra Edwards, our grief counselor, has just served. I hope you digest it and are able to be made better by it. Let it strengthen you. Let it become part of your foundation. Wake up every day and just think it's about me, right? And just start your day saying, declaring, decreeing, it's my time. It's about me. It's me. It's about me. And get understand those emotions, get them in check. And if you can't, as Miss Kendra said, if there is a barrier, if there is something hindering your ability to truly self-reflect and become who you deserve to be, give us a call. 800-256-2522. If you just want to know what we're up to, you can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow us and see the great work that we're doing, see the light that we're shining in this community, and see if just watching us will help transform who you are. We thank you all for your lunchtime today. Miss Kendra, dynamic, dynamic. We certainly appreciate the information, the wisdom, the insight, the inspiration that you have empowered us with today. And we certainly, certainly thank you all for hanging out and enduring our technology issues at the beginning. We got them ironed out. But we certainly thank you all for bearing with us and being benefited by our Transformation Thursday segment today. Again, I'm Duran Talley, Public Information Director. On behalf of Dr. Montez A. Saja, our Executive Director, we wish you all the best version of yourselves. Take care.
Bye bye.